All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
John Regheimer.
Here.
Stacy Hessel. Mark Helwig. Tom Duffy. Jeff Haney. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. Certification of compliance, please.
This meeting was noticed to the media and public as required by Section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. The meeting agenda is set. Do we have any public comments? Anybody in line? No? We'll keep going then. Consider approval for the minutes of our last meeting. Motion by Tom Duffy.
Second.
Second by Mark Helwig. Any questions? Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Minutes approved. Number 9, Brian, Treasurer's Report.
Good morning, everyone. 2026 interim update. We started out with 104 back in the first part of December. We're now down to 95. And I think if I ran the report today, it would even be lower because we had a lot of people come in the last week paying delinquent taxes. We now in 2026, the reason it is a little bit higher number is we're going from the 5-year previously to 3 years now. Land sales, expected new land sales for 2026 will begin in February. Those are the 7 parcels we acquired in August. The 2025 property tax bills have been mailed out and it has begun. January settlement checks from municipalities are due by January 15th, and it should be right around that $2.5 million that we'll be receiving. And you can see the delinquent list there that I'm talking about. We went down about $65,000 in the month of December. Any questions? Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Brian. Keep up the good work. Finance Department. Finance Department report.
Oh, thanks, sorry. Sales tax report for the year, we received our December distribution, so 3.91% total over budget on what we expected to receive, so definitely positive and certainly ahead of where we finished last year. So all things look good there. We can move on to the budget performance report. This is just kind of our first look at where we're going to anticipate ending 2025. We still have a lot of work to do to close out the books. Accounts receivable to book, expenditures relating to 25 that will be moved back. However, when you look at the end, you can see revenues finished. Right now, we're ahead. We're at 106% of budget. And expenses are at 94% of budget. So right now it shows about a $2 million difference there, which is positive. But again, that number is going to fluctuate over the next couple of months as we close out the year. Health and Human Services, 103% for revenue and expenses. They're behind there about $78,000. Important to remember that they'll be turning in their claims for December, and then they'll have some annual claims that will go in too, so we'll have some additional revenues coming in now that the year is finished. Their revenues lag, and this time of year, they're even a little bit slower, so we'll see revenues coming in for them into February, March, and April yet. So something to be mindful of. We won't have, a total picture of where they ended for a couple of months yet. Highway, 101% on revenues, 95% on expenses. So they're looking good there. You'll see when we get to our CIP report that we did do a transfer for some equipment that was coming in, so that's helping. That helped make them to this position now. Questions?
I'll just make a comment. I think the roads look really good right now. I know that was a hot topic for a while there.
Yeah.
It was good to find out it wasn't a budget issue, just, some things maybe can be done differently in the future, but I just want to say I'm glad to see they look good now, so.
Yeah, it's important to give a little bit of grace there. This was John's first big winter, right? And
Yeah.
so They had some things to learn and work through, but they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was gonna say, like, John has been here not quite 3 years yet, and we didn't really have winter the last 2 winters, so it's his first. Our superintendent is about 3 months in, and 12 of the 18 drivers have 3 or fewer years' experience too. So we're learning as we go, and they've done a tremendous job since that first hit, and we've got that under our belt, so we're looking forward to. We win or we learn. Yeah, when you know better, do better.
Department budget performance?
We can move on to the next report. December CIP purchases. Nope, that's okay. I have them organized by date, but you'll see on the right-hand side, the issue there is either related to 25 or 26. We had a few items for 26 that were ready, so we went ahead and made those purchases. Reflected up there are the transfers to highway. They had 2 items that came in service in December, so we went ahead and made that transfer out of CIP for them. And then part of that CIP money was to be attributed to the Highway B and CC projects, and so the remainder of that went to offset those expenses. Okay, move forward. This month we've got 4 different department budgets we're going to look at, and they're pretty straightforward. The first one is admin, and basically I'm just giving you a comparison of January through December of '24 and January through December of '25. '24 admin budget finished at 93% of expenses. Obviously, there's no revenues there. It's not a revenue generating department, but they finished right where anticipated. And then for '25, 82% of budget, and that's just related to some staffing changes that happened there. We had a period of time without an administrator, and so there were some adjustments there. Questions on that one?
The other thing I would add is for '25, we still charge 25% of my salary to finance. So I was still heavily involved in that.
The next budget report that we have is ambulance. And so when we look at ambulance for 2024, we see them finishing revenues 91% and expenses 89%. So they did have a net income of just under $57,000 for 2024. When we move forward to 2025, as of right now, we see them finishing 115% on revenues and 109% on expenses. So they're showing about $145,000 net income. Their expenses are up from last year, but their revenues are also. So it's leaving them finishing in a positive position. The next department is finance. Again, this one's pretty straightforward. No revenues to report in this department. Finished 96% of expenses, so right on budget for '24. And then in '25 is where you'll see a little fluctuation. We're at 76% of budget. And part of that is attributed to not filling a position there, and then also taking a big chunk of Mike's salary when he moved into his new position and coding it out to admin. So there's a difference there. No questions, we'll move on to HR as the next department that we have to look at. 2024 finished 96% of budget. Again, not a revenue generating department, but finishing right on par for what we would expect based on what was budgeted. And in 2025, we're at 88%. So they had a few expenses there that came in under what was anticipated, but nothing significant to note. Any questions on the departments?
Randy,
Yes.
did we have admin on here also?
Admin was the first one we did, yes.
We did finance and admin.
We did admin.
Okay, I just didn't want to miss it. Okay.
Nope, yep. And the last item is the November investment report. You can see interest rates are dropping. Some are falling below 4% now. Year-to-date interest is about 367,000 less than last year, which, follows suit with the way we've seen interest rates decrease. And that's all I've got for you, unless you have any questions.
No, thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a CD purchase?
Yep.
Okay.
So moving on to the CD purchase, we did have a CD that matured here in January of '26. So we put that out to bid, to the same ones we always bid to, Ampersand, PMA, and Franson, our local bank. And Franson won this one. They came in at 3.75, which is a pretty solid return for right now in this environment. We're going to see our rates, and they already are dipping under 4 now, but we're still trying to keep as good of rates as we can and keep that interest income generating. But the other two came in right around 3.4, so Franson actually was about 11,000 ahead. Keeps the money local too, which is good.
Excellent. We'll take that.
So that would require action if you want to approve that.
I'll make a motion to approve the CD purchase.
Motion by Stacy Hustle,
I'll second
second Jeff Haney. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Number 13, board appointed committee updates. Are there any of those? Any correspondence, reports from conferences or meetings? Any future agenda items? This is a record. This is a finance committee. Well, I thank you for all your time. Less is sometimes more. Liz?
The salaries need to be set for elected officials before the last date of the nomination papers. So last time we did this, it was in February at finance, so that could be a future
Okay,
agenda item.
good catch. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Please put
did
that
an
on there.
initial discussion in February, tweaked it, and then approved it, moved it on in March.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll have that in February.
Wonderful. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.